settlement between banks. So today, if Morgan wanted to send $10,000 to London right now, the fastest way for her to do that is to drive to Newark or JFK and fly it there. Our view is, in a world of the internet, you can stream video from the space station. You should be able to do real-time settlement between banks, and we sell technology to banks to do that.
And the banks are getting on board with this because they know there's a lot of paper pushing and also a lot of money attached to those settlements.
For sure. So we have over 100 banks working with Ripple today around the world. I think the vast majority of banks, like 99.9% of banks, actually are paying other banks, the kind of the global money center banks like JP Morgan or Citibank, to make those settlements. So a lot of the banks are very excited about democratizing how these global payments flow.
So what exactly is going on with Ripple and its XRP token? Because until last Friday, XRP seemed to be the darling of the crypto sector. Things were looking pretty positive. In context, on Thursday of last week, President Trump signed a crypto-related executive order, which we covered, which was good news. All of this is good news up until now, because really that paves the way for a strategic Bitcoin reserve, or as we discussed more broadly, a strategic crypto reserve. Again, all of that very positive. However, Ripple has been getting a lot of flack ever since for really effectively trying to undermine that Bitcoin strategic reserve. And then in the aftermath, and as we've seen, prices have taken a serious hit. Let's analyze this situation, take a look at the most important variables, and consider how it's all going to impact XRP. Welcome to the channel. My name is Maddie, and this is Altcoin Buzz. I wish you all the best of luck if you choose to invest. Okay, I hope you do very, very well in this space. But I'm not a financial or investment advisor, so just keep that in mind. And remember also that this video is not official financial or investment advice. So just before we launch into XRP, I want to mention here that in today's video, I'm going to shut off the comments as a little bit of an experiment, basically. Every time we publish a video on YouTube, it's an experiment. We tweak one thing or another. We pull and push different levers. There's just been so much bot activity lately that we want to see if shutting off the comments entirely is beneficial, because believe it or not, we actually cultivate and curate the comments. We get rid of all the bots, but they multiply like bacteria. It's unbelievable. So just for today, we'll study the results and we'll see if it makes a difference. So why are Ripple and XRP in the crossfire right now, taking as much criticism as they are? Well, Ripple favors a strategic crypto reserve, again, that broader basket of crypto assets as opposed to strictly Bitcoin reserve. And they favor one in which XRP takes up more of that spotlight. Now, this is a criticism that has been levied against them. It's been going around for a couple of weeks now. If you're not yet up to speed on some of these details pertaining to that executive order, then check out this video, which I'll include in the description below. But just to get one thing straight and objectively clear, I am in fact happy that Ripple won their lawsuit against the SEC, the one that the SEC started against them. Because that extends beyond just Ripple and XRP. That's a landmark case in cryptocurrency and really is going to influence the entirety of the sector. The XRP army is also a pretty good bunch of people. However, there are reasons to be critical of Ripple and XRP as of late. Some of that criticism is new, but some of it is actually long-standing. Ripple, in fact, catches most of the criticism and has for a while because they tend to be too centralized. According to this criticism of being overly centralized, Ripple has too much control over the network. Currently, the Ripple network has around 150 validators. Around 35 of the validator nodes are in the default UNL, that is the unique node list. This is what their FAQs, or their frequently asked questions, say about what a UNL is. UNLs are the list of validators a given participant believes will not conspire to defraud them. Each server operator can choose their own UNL, usually based on a default set provided by a trusted publisher. A default set from a publisher is sometimes called a default UNL or DUNL. Ripple controls only one or two of them, and that's according to their own website and facts section. However, there is another detail here that ought to be considered, and that is a little bit more disturbing. Ripple, which of course is the company behind XRP, controls around 50% of the XRP supply. Rajat Soni has been pointing this out quite a bit. He's a finance industry expert. So, for example, here he states that Ripple received 80% of XRP's initial supply, which leads him to question if Ripple won't sell XRP when the price goes up. According to him, that's the reason that XRP hasn't hit a new all-time high for 8 years, actually. And so as a result, he claims that banks will not use Ripple or XRP. As he says, banks will not be taken advantage of. They are the ones who take advantage of others. He has a point. He also claims that Ripple can change the code of XRP, which would allow it to print more XRP. Now, following this opinion, this observation, there's another core point that many people don't like. It's the fact that XRP can dump on retail really at any time. And actually, that's not a hypothetical because they do that. They do it every quarter. So, as you can see, there is something to be said about the centralization argument. Even if you're a devoted fan of XRP, many will concede that this is an issue. So as we all know, Trump has been discussing a strategic Bitcoin reserve for a while now. It actually started well before his inauguration, and it's an idea that was pretty well received by all kinds of experts, those within the crypto space, but also some traditional economists as well, and I think there's a lot of logic to it. However, one party in particular was not so impressed with the idea. I'm not talking about the Democratic Party. Instead, it's actually Ripple. The moment there was any talk of this strategic crypto reserve, Ripple has been advocating for it. Ripple actually has a long-standing reputation of being anti-Bitcoin. Just as one example, Ripple tried to attack the proof-of-work consensus mechanism of Bitcoin, and then through Greenpeace, they actually tried to attack Bitcoin, which of course didn't work out, but it's something that people still noticed. Ripple also donated about $12 million to Kamala Harris's presidential campaign. But then once Trump won the election, they've been donating more money than any other project to Trump. And the reason behind that basically is that Ripple is very active in the CBDC market, central bank digital currencies. They are actually a leading player in that particular segment. But as a reminder, Trump banned CBDCs as part of his crypto-related executive order. So Ripple and XRP are not decentralized. That's why many people oppose a strategic crypto reserve. One of the arguments is that Ripple is a company, right? You don't add public companies to strategic reserves. In the historical sense, you think of oil reserves, you think of precious metal or commodity reserves like gold. You set up strategic reserves with assets that are decentralized and scarce. So certainly Bitcoin, but not Coca-Cola, not Apple, not companies. All of this has many experts questioning if XRP is even a cryptocurrency at all. The argument here is that XRP is more of a digital token instead of a cryptocurrency. And this argument has been around for many years already. It's nothing new. Look, I'm in favor of a strategic Bitcoin reserve. I think it makes the most sense to me personally. I think that's actually the most likely outcome here, the most likely circumstance that we'll see. And I've pointed out many times in previous videos that this is kind of where I land on the issue. I think that's the best path moving forward, exclusively BTC. However, there's one thing that Ripple and other US-based crypto projects have going for them. That's the alleged zero capital gains tax. And this can be a massive boost for US-based crypto projects. Like I said, right now the price of XRP is down, but members of the XRP army are likely going to see this as a kind of a buy the dip opportunity, especially if XRP continues to drop today as well. If the SEC lawsuit did not deter the constituents of the XRP army, then a lot of this probably will not either. Let's close now with a little bit of XRP technical analysis.
So now we have XRP, and this is one that I actually thought would happen last week. This is before all of this AI news, and FUD kind of came out. But we had an all-time high here. This is a 2018 all-time high, and we just swept the highs. So we went to $3.39, and the previous all-time high was around $3.31. So we made a new all-time high, but just briefly, and then so we swept this level, and then we went down, which is not very bullish, and we closed below on the daily chart, which is not very good. Then we did it again, and then for a third time after we broke down, we came back, we swept it again, and then we broke down, and we started to create this lower high. So it didn't look very good. I think XRP is a very strong coin. We have been covering XRP a lot, but I think it does need to cool off a bit. It's been in the news like crazy. And so last week I was sharing that we'd probably go back down to this blue box between $2.47 and around $2.55. So this is an area I expect to probably hold for a little bit. I do see us coming down here, especially at the market open today. So I imagine we probably come down here. This is the first level you want to hold. I don't know if we'll make it down here. So maybe you want to put like 70% of your bids here if you want to buy XRP, and then you leave 30% here. Depends on how bad the news is again later today when the market's open. If it does come down here and it can't break back above and it does an underside retest, then it's probably coming back down to this blue box to take out all these wicks here. And it probably does something like this where we reclaim this level and then we continue to range in this level here between 245 and around $1.96. Unfortunately, that is a possibility that it could come break down into this range. And then we're just kind of range bound for the next, couple months until, Bitcoin or XRP has more catalyst to take it back above. I don't think that's going to happen. I think XRP is a bit stronger than other altcoins. So we can kind of see right now with this wick, this little bit of buyback. I think XRP is a little bit stronger than other altcoins. So I think this level here will hold pretty well for XRP. So this is kind of where I'm expecting to have more bids for XRP. So if you wanted to buy a spot or if you wanted to long this, this is a great level here because I do expect this to hold as one of the stronger coins in the market. But if we do lose this level, we are probably coming back down towards this level. So just watch out for this blue box there between 246 and 255 in the next couple hours.